Okay, as you can tell, I am in a different location. I'm back at my parents' house just for a couple of days because I've got a convention this Sunday. It is August the 22nd when I'm starting filming this little vlog, and I am about to begin Eilean Book 2 revisions for the third time. And it'll probably be the penultimate one because usually my editor will go back through it again, catch any last little minute stuff, and then it'll be sorted. But this will be the bigger one because it's all from the beta's feedback. I want to try and do it in a month. We'll see if that happens. I've said the date, 22nd of August. We'll see what happens when this video actually comes out. So yeah, my goal is to revise it and maybe even show the revisions after that, but probably only this first lot of revisions because that's going to be the big major one. I've got my notes all ready for all of the sequences because it's broken down into acts and sequences. I usually use the 5-act structure, so each sequence, I've got 8 sequences for this one, so usually there's about 2 to each one, I think. I don't know. Anyway, all my feedback, I do need a few more for my last 2 sequences, for sequence 7 and 8. I've not gotten all of that feedback yet, or at least not sent to me from my publisher yet. But I'm excited to dive in to fix what needs fixing. There weren't any huge major issues, thank God. Unlike with book 1, there were quite a lot of issues with book 1 initially, from where it was to where it got to for publication, so at least there's not anything drastic to change there. But yes, revisions for Eilean Book 2, The Breaking of Worlds, begins now. Guess who forgot the notebook with all their notes at their parents'? So I have not been able to do revisions, mainly because obviously I had the stuff going on with the con, and then I've been working for most of this week, doing my part-time job and other things, but I'm finally about to sit down and then realise I left my notebook with my notes at my parents'. Thankfully I do have all the stuff here. I've also just been sent all of the feedback from the betas, included the updated ones and also the overall comments on the novel, which I didn't have before. And for most of it, it has been pretty positive, but there are still big changes that need to be done. So grabbing a different notebook, writing those down, and finally getting started on revising that today, because I want to at least get partway through a sequence and get that sorted. So I'll begin taking my notes again, going through everything I've seen and all the feedback I've gotten and diving in. So yeah, properly doing it now. So it's kind of been a hot minute since I did an update within this video. Well, not even within this video. I think it's not even been that long in terms of the editing of the runtime. But it's been a long time since I've done anything for this Eilean Book 2 revision video. Mainly because, as you may have seen in some previous videos, life fell apart. Things just really went to hell. They're slowly recovering from where they were, and I have been doing a lot better in terms of Eilean revisions. I'm currently about to finish sequence 4 of 8. It's 4, 5 and 6 are the ones that have like the bigger deep edit issues. So it's good that I'm about to finish one of them. 5 and 6 have the worst one, so that's going to definitely be a bit longer. But you know, progress is finally happening. I'm feeling a lot better about it. I've been able to speak with my editor Emily, and I'm kind of happy with how I've gone with it. She's looked through some of what I've already done, and given some feedback to help either improve bits beforehand or just kind of leave it there for when the last readers go through, just so they can say, oh yeah, I agree with this, or I don't, etc, etc. It's definitely a lot stronger than, well, it's not that it wasn't strong before. A lot of it has kind of stayed similar. It's mostly just like a few minor issues in terms of storyline, in terms of the slog section. There is like a big part that a lot of beta readers said it was like a slog to get through. And it was like a pacing based issue, and it's only in this 4, 5, 6 sequence section. So I am getting through that. That is mostly what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days, almost every week. But I'm also preparing for MCM Comic-Con, which will have happened by the time this video goes out. So yeah, lots of stuff is still happening. I don't know if I'll finish by the time this video goes out, but I hope so. And hopefully when I get to sequence 6 is when the final round of readers are going to go through. So, you know, not too far off from that now, and then it'll be in the final stages. So glad to get closer to the end of this. And be able to kind of move on to something, well, move on to the 3rd book and some short stories for this universe. But it's not that I've not liked doing it. It's just kind of came at the worst point. Not even that it came at the worst point, just everything terrible happened all at once. But I'm excited to dive back in again today and the next little bits. So let's get to it. So I'm going to apologise now. I do have the washing on, so the washing machine is a little bit loud. But this is the end of the video. I have admittedly not finished Eilean Book 2 revisions yet. I've got one more sequence to go, so I'm at the very end, which is great. I managed to do it all in a little over a month, which is phenomenal. Very glad that I was able to do that. There will be one more round of revision. I'm having readers starting to go through the book now as well, just catching any last minute things or any glaring issues, which hopefully there won't be any glaring issues. You know, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But I'm glad to kind of be coming into the end part of the revising process for Eilean Book 2. I've been working on this since middle of last year, like summer last year of 2023. No, 2024, oh my god, years. And yeah, I'm happy with where it is. I'm still in kind of that worry mode, in the sense that I am worried when it does come out, because Spiral of Life has had such a good response and people have really been enjoying it. Every time I take it to cons, I'm having people come back and say how much they love it, or people who've read the blurb and like, oh, that's great. And then obviously general reviews and feedback has been all been great about the first one. That I'm worried book 2 is not going to live up to like the standards of the first book, even though I'm really happy with it, and I actually kind of like it a lot more than the first book. Not that I don't like the first book, obviously, but what I've put into the second, I feel like is much stronger in terms of some character beats, and oh my god, it's getting so much louder, I'm so sorry. But I don't know, I just have that little bit of worry about, you know, book 2 maybe not living up to reader standards. But you know, I've kind of just got to get my head out of that and just do it and just get it finished. I'm hoping that by the end of this year it will be going to audiobook. So fingers crossed on that. I've got, like I said, I've got final readers going through, and then my editor going after them with any final thoughts from themselves. And then it's just going through that, getting that finished, getting last minute proof and just any additional line editing, as well of just catching grammar stuff, and then hopefully to audiobook. And hopefully, fingers crossed again, it'll either be out on the spring equinox, so end of March next year, or if it's not then, it will be the summer solstice, so the end of June. Again, keeping with the Celtic theme, because you know, I'm nothing if not vibing. But it's definitely like, this has definitely been a harder revision process than the first one, even though the first one took so much longer and had bigger things. I don't know what it is. I think I've just hit a wall a bit more with book 2 because of that sort of, is this as good as the first? Will this be as good as the first? Blah, 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 all that sort of stuff going in my head. As well as the fact that this year I just feel like I've not had the chance to be as creative as I wanted to. Like, I've wanted to write more things, but because Eilean needs to be my focus, even though I've done a little bit of writing, like for my sports romance book, as you saw in a previous video, I kind of feel like I've not had the chance to really have that creative side, and that's kind of hurt a little bit, mainly because just like, I love being a writer, I love being an author and writing and coming up with new things, and this year I've just not really had the chance to do that much. So hopefully when Eilean book 2 is done, I know I'll be going into Eilean book 3, which will be the last book of the Eilean and the Other series. I will hopefully also have the time to be able to do some other writing. I'm going to kind of do a video at some point about like my goals for next year, so you know, keep an eye out for that. But oh my god, the laundry. I should have done this video another time, but I've got to go to work in a little bit, so I thought I'll do it quickly now so I can get this out in time for you all. Yeah, I am basically done with the Eilean book 2 revisions, and I can't wait for you all to read it.